Hello, and welcome to the Crate and Crowbar Plays Dark Souls. I'm Rich Stanton.
I'm Marsh Davies.
And we are in Oolacile, having just kicked Knight Artorias' ass back to the Stone Age.
And discovered, rather gallingly, that he's not all he was cracked up to be. Not the Abyss Walker that he was said to be.
Well, he did walk in the Abyss.
Oh yeah, that's about all he did.
Unfortunately, the Abyss claimed his ass, but good. I am going to chug some of these humanities. But we will keep on talking about Artorias while doing so. So you can get various bits of his kit, which we are not going to be able to get in this particular playthrough. Basically, you make them out of Sif's soul, his soul, and we will find one or two bits. But they say a couple of things about him that don't add up. So he's supposed to have been at New Londo. He's supposed to have been at Oolacile. He obviously wasn't at New Londo. Although we don't know kind of which came first in terms of falling to the Abyss, whether it was happened to New Londo first or whether it was Oolacile. Well, this is interesting. So we could summon in a bad dude if we wanted. That is not Marvellous Chester. That's a player dressed as him.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I mean, why make life more difficult for ourselves? We're probably going to get invaded anyway.
Why would we summon in a bad dude? Is that the first time we've been able to summon in somebody to oppose us?
Oh yeah, well, you can technically do it in any area, but this... Oh, so he doesn't look very nice, does he? So we're in Oolacile Township. This is actually... I'd say there's more PvP here than anywhere else in the game.
Right.
People just hang around here and fight. So there you are. So we're at the top of Oolacile. Large Soul of Proud Knight there. Oh, let's just bonk these dudes before we do anything else. And a bonk for you. So one of the interesting things I think that they managed to do with this DLC is that the town is kind of wonky. Like you can see, like it's obviously its foundations have been kind of ruptured. That area you can see down there is where we're heading. Sadly, we cannot jump down.
No,
we're not Mario. So Oolacile, land of very peaceful sorceries in the original game, which is kind of interesting given what has obviously happened to it.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like the kind of place that would necessarily have the tools to fight off an invasion of nasties.
No, if its idea of a guardian was a mushroom, then
good point.
Good point.
Well made.
Aren't up to scratch.
So
who are these guys we're fighting? What are they called? What are they?
Well, they're kicking my ass at the minute.
They don't seem like the normal corrupted denizens of this place.
No, well, the strong suggestion is that they are Oolacile's former residents, corrupted by the Abyss. You'll notice that their heads are swollen and appear to have multiple eyes, but their bodies have they're still human bodies, but they've been warped. Like the way they move their arms is a bit fucked up, really. And round this corner, oh hello, doesn't look nice, does he?
No.
Well, nothing ventured.
Huh.
That was, not my greatest moment. Shit. We got him.
Or her, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure. That is an Oolacile sorcerer. So, there's something kind of gross kind of coming out of his mouth. I don't know if you can see, but that purple thing. Oh, hello. Bonk.
Cheeky
Bonk.
one. Stashed away in the corner.
Indeed. Another Soul of Brave Warrior. Will have. So, known as a peaceful land of kind of tricksy sorceries in the original game. All of a sudden we get here, it's totally screwed up, and all of its residents seem to have been kind of corrupted by the Abyss in a very nasty way. There's a thingy, but sadly we can't get it. Developer message here. Let there be light, it says. Very interesting. So we will equip our old torch, skull lantern, I should say. Hello. Hello.
Wow.
Interesting. And we find a chest. Silver pendant. What is this silver pendant and what can it do for us? That's the question. The silver pendant, once we have found it, deflects dark.
Is that right?
Engraved with the crest of Artorias, one of the ancient treasures of Anor Londo, presented to Artorias for facing the abyss, effectively deflects the dark of the abyss, especially in its magic forms. Kind of interesting that Artorias didn't have it. How did it end up there?
Oh yeah.
Like, is one of those... Oh shit, that was just abysmal. I meant to jump, but I rolled off the edge of my death. So that's how Artorias lost his pendant. But we've got it now, thank God. Yeah, so really, really interesting kind of unexplained detail there. Artorias had this thing that helps to deflect dark in the sense of the abyss, but doesn't have it.
I'm interested in the relationship between dark, as in what you are, the dark soul, and the abyss, because they don't seem to be equivalent things. I wonder what the actual words that they've used are in the Japanese, whether they're using the same term for both.
Well, now we reach very interesting territory, which is the nature of humanity and why the gods may or may not fear it. And you know, the game, like it is interesting. Like you know, you'd naturally think humanity is good. The gods are trying to oppress us, those sons of bitches. But
well, if dark and humanity and the abyss are the one and the same thing, then you would probably understand the reasons that Gwyn has for destroying
or trying
New
to.
Londo, yeah, and you.
Yeah, it's never really made kind of. Sorry, just focusing on phoning these dudes. It's never really made clear whether, like, the relation of the abyss to dark, apart from the fact that they are related for sure. And yeah, let's just bonk this dude. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Oh, village body. Don't mind if I do. 2 large titanite shards. Tasty.
Oh.
Hello.
Wasn't he our friend before?
Well, friend? That's an interesting kind of term.
A cheeky little manoeuvre there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's throwing little red darts, doing his mad crossbow shizzle. He's
doesn't like this Vi though, does he?
Does not like this Vi. I mean, oh, Chester. Oh, that was his last mistake. Vanquished.
Quite right.
So, kind of interesting there. Not that there's a huge amount of lore about Chester, but we do know he had the other half of the pendant, which may be a reason that he would come after us.
I see.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Maybe he wants the other half. Although,
you've been here before, Richard.
yeah, funny that. And I don't think this thing likes Spy somehow.
It certainly doesn't.
Oh dear, Mimic. You just didn't know who you were messing with. So we got a very good carving there. It's kind of an unusual item.
Very good exclamation mark carving as well.
Carved of arch trees by Goth in his imprisonment. We've heard mention of Goth before. He imparts an emotion to his carvings, which helps him achieve personal enlightenment. This head says very good. Have another look. Does not appear quite jovial. Interesting. So these things, throw them on the ground.
Very good.
And it goes, very good. Let's do it again.
Very good.
So that, you know, they're just kind of, I don't know, like, I guess they're intended for multiplayer. But yeah, quite jolly. We've mentioned Goth once or twice. We're going to meet Goth. So, oops. Oh dear.
Don't dodge off the edge. Oh dear. Man, frantic.
I'm not particularly bothered about him. It's more the...
They have a similar kind of gait to them than the mimics do, don't they? I mean, the way their limbs are hinged, it seems... Having seen both the mimic and them together, do you think they have a similar origin?
I'm not sure, although I think you...
Did you try and dodge that, or...?
Yeah, I did. Did you like the fact he laughed at me for failing to dodge it? Oh, but he didn't dodge that, did he?
No, he said he didn't.
Lol. Let's just kick his body off the edge, just for daring. Come on, get off. Get off.
It's going.
Yeah! Bye-bye! The mimic, interestingly enough, is the symbol of... It was the punishment for a race brought low by avarice.
So this would be these guys?
Well, possibly. I think you're very right in what you say about there being some sort of link there. I don't know if necessarily it's exactly the same thing, because we already know that Oolacile and New Londo were brought low by the Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps other places.
Well, maybe they invited it in some way, or perceived to have done by the people who then punished them for it.
So one of the very interesting things that Marvellous Chester says in one of his dialogues, or maybe Goth actually, is that that Oolacile was fooled by a toothy serpent.
Huh.
Which is interesting.
Well, we've met a couple of those.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we've met two of them. We've met Frampt and we've met Kath. So, I think you can see what I'm worried about here.
Yeah.
So we've got quite a few dudes. Hopefully I can get a couple of them to follow me up. Oh dear. Yeah, see that's the nightmare. Like, on their own these enemies aren't that tough. But when they're with their sorcerer buddies, it's a different kettle of fish. Glug glug glug. Come on mate, have a swing. Why don't you? Bonk. I love this Vinelander. I love the fact we're kind of, you know, one-shotting them. Oh dear, spoke too soon. Bonk. Maybe not.
Nice work.
Thank you very much. So, primordial serpents is what Frampt and Kath are. We know this. Primordial meaning, I think it means before time, almost, or something. Oh dear. Bad camera work by me. Bonk. Oh, he tried to be sly there. Not sly enough. His buddy's hiding around the corner though, being sneaky. Not today, my friend.
Oh.
Oh. What's he up to? Dying?
Certainly is.
Think he might be. So,
Serpents? Primordial serpents?
Obviously, quite, you know, prevalent in certain creation myths, such as ours. Meaning Christian, of course. Generally not thought of as
trustworthy. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
And we did meet Kath in the Abyss.
Indeed.
So,
might suggest that Kath is the one that's tempted Oolacile. Although, you know, I think the fact that they left that open, you know, well, you know, very deliberate as always. So you don't know if it's Frampt or Kath, and indeed one of the questions
is who you trust out of those two, right?
Well, indeed, or whether they're even on different sides, or whether they're just
playing you.
Yeah. So it's the more you learn about Frampt and Kath, or don't learn, I should say, the more questions there are. basically. But one of them was definitely involved. Some people think there's like a third serpent, but there's like, there's just no evidence for that at all. So it's like, I don't know, either you work with it being either Frampt or Cath, or you just go mad trying to rationalise like a third serpent that we know nothing about. I can't remember if this is a mimic or not. I don't think it is. Oh, I'm a lucky boy. Bonk.
There you go.
That's
Sit
Vi.
down.
That's
Sit
Vi.
down.
God, I love That's Vi.
Gotta love That's Vi.
It's like the best thing about that original Tim Burton Batman movie is, do you remember the adverts that the Joker does on the telly, where it's him with some models and all his various products, and it's like, love that Joker. I don't know, it just always cracks me up. Anyway, I love That's Vi. So we can hop on a roof.
Okay.
Take a little detour up here. Look at this, some twin humanities.
Sweet.
Lovely. And hopping down to
So, come on, clear it up for me, man. What's your theory on Karth, the Abyss, Dark, Humanity, the Dark Soul, and what you are?
Well, we're gonna get...
I mean, are answers to this coming, or is this all a matter of speculation?
We are about to go into the Abyss proper for the first time.
Okay.
So
what was the other Abyss we went into?
Well, that is the Abyss proper, but it was like literally just a boss fight.
Right, I see. Okay.
We are going to go into an area that's been properly corrupted by the Abyss. That is just a shortcut I was opening up, which I'm sure you noticed led to the area we walked through earlier. So you'll notice that is the what the statues are holding is the wand.
They look quite a lot like the Four Kings.
Interesting that.
Because the Four Kings have a kind of a wispy, barky look to them, like the fronds of a...
Oh, yeah.
You can see how the two things can be fused.
Very interesting point, Marty. Shit.
Dear.
Not feeling good about this. I'm just going to go over here so that they can't get me with their wank. Technical term there. And bonk! Ooh.
Nice.
That was
have a drink.
Some
Oh, you
perfect
can't.
time.
You
No.
can't have a drink.
This is a sad sight, isn't
Oh
it?
dear. Looks like it might be humanity, or are you just going to risk it?
Let's
Pop 'em if you got 'em.
pop him if you got him, indeed. And you know what I say to that? Very good. So are you not into that?
I love it. It's really good.
You'll
get them both.
Bonk. Well, we got one.
The other one doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah. Bonk, bonk. Love it. Love the bonky stick. And the soul of a brave warrior. We've got tons of consumable souls. We should use them at one point. So up here, little hallway. Got some more. Oolacile's obviously big into its finery.
And trees and stuff, I suppose.
Trees and stuff.
Oh, who's that?
What
is that?
Chained prisoner. He was the chained prisoner. Well, he is the chained prisoner.
Not a named boss creature then?
No, just a kind of sub-boss. This is, interestingly enough, another thing that has character models on the disc for the first game.
Struggling to work out exactly what he is there. I can see his legs and a ball and chain, but beyond that... Is he skewered from arse to mouth on a branch?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Just wanted to check there.
Has chains wrapped around them with a ball on it. So not very nice. As you can see from the wall textures, this is the kind of stuff that was on Artorias. Kind of corrupted him. And
Possibly a little abyssal.
possibly a little abyssal.
Is there going to be a bonfire between now and there?
There's a bonfire coming very soon. But did you see that timing? Thank you very much. Oh no, I didn't pillage his body! And down it goes. Oh well. Oh well. Only a few large titanite shards. So we just fought a chained prisoner.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Yeah.
Maybe a few more of those then.
But look at this.
It's a bonfire.
It's a bonfire.
You're going to use some of those souls.
I wish I could rest at this bonfire.
Oh.
We may be getting invaded by a nasty.
Not yet. Not yet, you know.
We may have to chum around here for a little bit in fear, hoping desperately against hope that some noob isn't turning up to wreck our day. Note all the chains around, suggesting this wasn't a very nice place. Prisoners bursting out, which is the kind of thing that might happen if they'd been corrupted by the Abyss. Oolacile obviously has its prison at the bottom of the town geographically, and here we have a wall bursting out into, well, fleeing. That message says clearly this is not a nice place.
Yeah. A frame rate drop there as well.
Yeah, I wish, we'd either get invaded or not. Light that bonfire. Thank you very much. Rest we do. Actually, what's the scaling in the revive? I wonder if oh, it doesn't have any scaling whatsoever. So scaling would mean if it had like an A in strength scaling, it would be worthwhile as putting more points in strength. But it doesn't have any scaling.
I see.
So it doesn't make a difference if we've got like 24 strength or 50. So a little bit more health. Why not?
Fair enough.
So into the abyss we go. Great. Oh shit. And just before we do that, I'm gonna kindle the fuck out of that bonfire while we've got the humanity. Because we are going from this bonfire, not quite immediately, but we are going from here to fight the Father of the Abyss at some point.
Blimey, I wonder who that would be.
Well, his name is Manus.
Oh.
Which is an interesting name. I mean, obviously you could take it apart and go, oops, bonk. Well, not bonk, but there's a really interesting root for it. But there's also the simple pun of man us, which I
see. Yeah.
Yeah, I never like. Dark Souls is one of those things where you can kind of drive yourself mad thinking about the etymology for all this stuff in it. But I'm pretty sure with Manus that is intended. Primeval human he is. So primeval meaning first, I think. I'm not quite sure. I'll need to look that up.
What is that?
What does it look like?
Grim. They look like ghosts.
Like ghosts?
Oh, I see. The humanities.
Indeed. Well, they've got, something to do with humanity anyway.
Huh.
Oh. So we just fell through a false floor.
Hello? Was that the cat?
May have been.
I forgot what you said her name was.
Alvina. So here's something interesting. These enemies just try to touch you.
Huh.
And
what happens if they do?
You lose health at an incredibly rapid rate.
I see.
So I'm going to be trying not to get touched.
I see. Right. So, interesting. Trying to work out how all the different things come together. The idea that Gwyn was burning humans possibly in order to rekindle the fire. and also that humanity is something that saps life, essentially.
Hmm.
And the abyss obviously saps life.
Oops. Or the abyss.
And humans will herald an age of dark. You know, all these things seem quite tied together, etymologically, if nothing else. I wonder how.
So this is where Alvina led us.
Oh yeah.
Little secret. So let's. Oh.
Ah, baby soul.
Yeah. So this is what the little babies specialise in, kind of screwing up your tracking. Let's just fire orb this mother. Die, die, die. Whereas Vi is actually much more effective than
Oh yeah,
fire.
so it is. I guess, well, it's a weapon of light, isn't it? With the lightning.
Weapon of kings. Bonk. Oh, that was just some terrible aiming there. Bonk. Oh my god.
They're tricky, those ones, aren't they? The babies. They do get
Yeah,
under your.
like the big ones aren't such a problem. But yeah, they're quite tricky, these enemies, because you can kind of lose track of where the other ones are.
And then get
And it's like
gobbled.
Yeah, like if one of them's over you for like a fraction of a second, it's not that bad. But if you get in the wrong position with them, you'll die in an instant, basically. You wouldn't believe how many times I've died to these things, but I'm being wise. I also find it quite creepy that everything else in this game is so openly simple. Yeah, so you saw how much health we just lost
Yeah.
there. Everything else in this game is so openly hostile. So we got a humanity drop there.
Weird. I just heard a wolf howl.
Indeed you did.
Oh dear, that wouldn't be Sif, would it?
It would be Sif, and
We can't kill her twice. We can't kill her in the past.
we don't have to kill her. We picked up cleansing great shield there.
Ah.
Steel great shield used by Artorias who succumbed to the abyss. Deeply scarred by the abyss, used this to form a barrier to protect his compatriot Sif. Although this drained the shield, its magic defense remains high. So, at some point down here, Artorias' arm got broken.
Huh.
He got massively fucked up. And obviously somewhat cornered, he's left his shield with Sif and went further on his own before he was completely corrupted. So this is where Sif's journey ended. Although, you know, as we know, she's going to come back quite a bit bigger in the future. And Artorias obviously went on from this point on his own, left Sif there. Hello. Little,
A route back up. Where does
A
this
route
take
back
us? Got a long way up, apparently.
This takes us back out
Blimey! To the
To-
Royal Wood.
where Artorias was.
Huh.
So when he was completely screwed over, this is obviously how he. I don't know actually. You see kind of blood trails leading through Oolacile Township that would suggest that that's how he came back up. But anyway, that is. I wanted to show you Sif, and I think next episode we will go into the depths of the abyss. But as for this one, I'm going to homeward bone it back to that bonfire. And then, I think I've got one thing to say, Marty.
I wonder what that could be.
I wonder what that could be. Do you want to do the honours?
Well, what is it?
Nice.